Hey everyone, it's Doc, and I'm back with a much promised presentation on our upcoming assignment, The Rise of Citizens. Now, I know we were able to touch bases on Wednesday right before we left, and we were able to talk a little bit about the digital journal, but I really want to make sure that you understand each component of the assignment so that each of these nations in their cities really have a chance to shine. So sit back and relax for the next few minutes, and I'm going to walk you through each section of the assignment. The Rise of Nations assignment is worth 50 points, 30 points for the digital journal, and 20 points for the cultural essays. There are some parts that are collaborative, meaning that you'll work as a group to create certain parts together, and other parts that are individual. So you will have your own responsibilities in terms of making your own city to contribute to your nation. So let's first talk a little bit about the digital journal. The digital journal has two sections. The first part is dedicated to understanding your nation state. So on the very first page, please put the name, a symbol representing your nation, and its motto. Think of this as the front cover of a tour guide. When you create these, focus on the visual aspects and less on the text. Yes, you can include text, but please do not write complete paragraphs on the visual journal. Save that for your cultural essays. You'll have plenty of space to provide details about what your nation is all about. On page 2, please tell us a little bit about your national philosophy or your mission statement. So this is just one or two sentences that help to capture what your values are and what you stand for as a nation. On the national page number 3, this is where you're going to tell us who your leadership is. So if you have a president or somebody else who is in charge or holds the power, please tell us who that is. And then also introduce all the other citizens who have been actively participating in the co-construction of your nations in their cities. So anybody who helped to participate along the way, please include a brief introduction to them. And that could be as simple as a picture with their name and the city that they represent on a single Google slide, or you can spread this across 2 slides if you need to. So the next part of the digital journal is the city sections. Every group member who's a part of your nation needs to create their own city. And each city will have the following sections. In city section number 1, please explain the physical terrain and the environment. This is really where you can help us understand where we're going to visit. Is it a city of trees? Do you live in the clouds? Are you underneath water? Are you isolated from other groups so it's hard to interact with others? Are you a big urban city with a very robust population? Please describe the physical terrain, if it's mountainous, if there are wheat fields or farming and agricultural areas. This is where you have the chance to shape the environment that we are going to be participating in our upcoming activities. In city section number 2, think about the regional neighborhoods. So if we were to visit your city, what would the neighborhoods look like? Do you have a downtown area where all the houses are lofts in these industrialized areas? Do you have a cottage area that's off in the east side of the city, and those are the folks that have middle to upper class residents? Please just explain a little bit about these regional neighborhoods and what makes them distinct and stand out from the other parts of your city. Then in the third section, focus on your personal and professional life. So this is where you will break down the day-to-day activities that you as a citizen participate in within your particular area and location. On a personal level, tell us who you're responsible for, what you do every day, what your hobbies are, what your daily schedule is like. And then also tell us on the professional level what you do for a living, what your influence is, what your reach is. Who are those individuals that you're responsible for or who you're accountable to? Think about how you can best describe what your experiences are in your city and why you're an important figure or not to your nation overall. Now, there are definitely some examples on the assignment instructions that are uploaded on Canvas. So you can take a look at some of those. And each section also has the specific questions or things that you can think about along the way. But I hope that this gave you a little bit of an overview about the digital journal. This is all created through Google Slides. I should be able to see on slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, each one of these sections, both on a national level and on a city level. The cultural essay part is where you can give me all the drama and all the details of how your nation and cities came to be. So there are 2 responsibilities that you will have. You will have group responsibilities and you will have solo responsibilities. As a group, you'll need to write a 2-page national origin story. So think about our storytelling ceremony process and how we created a civilization story of how the world came to be. Now's your opportunity to do this from a regional perspective. So think about your nation and what you would like its origin story to be. Also, I'd like you to construct a constitution or some type of document that helps lay out the principles and the values that your society operates on. This doesn't necessarily have to be an essay format either. If you want to do 10 bullet pointed principles that your group stands by, that's perfectly fine. So just think about what the constitution for this area happens to be. On a solo level, I'd also like to know what your city role is and how it influences the overall nation. So think about in the United States, major cities that contribute to the overall makeup of our culture: Los Angeles, New Orleans, New York, Atlanta, Detroit. You can see how all of these cities mark very different types of communication behaviors and practices. And I would like to know what each city represents and how it influences the overall nation and its development. And then also make sure that you highlight your individual leadership or your citizen experience within your city. This way we get a very personalized point of view and positionality of your citizen in the overall social group and cultural group that they belong to. That is the basic overview of our Rise of Nations activity. And I really hope that you all use your imagination and have so much fun engaging in the development of these new spaces and places. Also, I hope that you take the opportunity to actually read through the assignment instructions, because that's where you can understand how to submit. Everybody should not be submitting their own individual parts, but it should be submitted as a group by the president or the leadership of your nation. So make sure that you go back through and you take a look at the assignment instructions so that you can see what the submission process is like. There are a couple different locations I am asking you to submit them to, just to make our collaboration process in the future assignments a little bit easier. Okay, my friends, that should wrap us up for now. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or to comment on this particular video, and I'll be happy to answer any questions along the way. Good luck and have fun. I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.